Okay, you all have a sheet in front of you that looks like this. You know why she didn't get one? You have this sheet here in front of you. What we're going to do is, this is our first sheet that's going to go in our notebook, in our interactive notebook for biology. Before we glue it down, we want to go ahead and put things in our table of contents, because remember, everything that goes in your notebook, it goes on the table of contents. So go to the very first page of your table of contents. You need to make one now. Just do the first page. And on your table of contents, remember, you have the top of the table of contents, description, date, and page. Over here, you are going to put the date. Be sure to put whatever date the date is. So if you're watching this online, put the actual date that you are doing it. The description. The description is the title of whatever work that we're going to be putting there. What is the title of this page here? The discovery of cells. So let's put that there. What type of paper is this that you have in front of you? What is it though? What is it? No, this is. What type of paper is this here? Did you create this? No. So what is this? I created this, so what is it and what? No, I'm not asking, listen to my question. I'm not asking you where it goes. What type of worksheet is this? Study guide, also known as guided notes, meaning this is something that I am giving you. And if we look at our interactive notebook information, what side would this go on? Right. The left belongs to who? You. The right belongs to me. Meaning I, the teacher, am the one that is guiding you through these. I gave you this. I'm going to guide you through. This is for me. So this goes on what side? Right side. Right side are what numbers? Odd or even? Even, correct? Any other questions? Okay. So, should we be putting this here? Is this going to be grade 1? No, it's not. But you allowed me to do it.
So we need to erase it?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did. That's how you put it.
Those are guided notes. That is not going to go on page 1, because page 1 is for who? For you. You are going to have an assignment today. What do you think that assignment is called? Self-history timeline. Where'd you get that from, Susan? It was the same intelligence that was in the classroom. This is going to be self-history timeline. That is going to be what page? 14. Page 1. That's the odd number that belongs to you. You don't have that information yet, because that is going to be something that you develop based on what I did. So the right side are guided notes that I give you. The left side is what you develop from your understanding. Page 2 is then going to be the discovery of cells. This is a guided note that you have. So, when you open your notebook, after your table of contents, you should number page 1, which would be, you have 1 page of table of contents on the very back, just as that is the table of contents. On the right side, just as that is the table of contents. Right on the opposite side of that, that should be page 1. The page on the right side should be page 2. And that is where you are going to glue down discovery of cells notes like you glued in the back. Where it lines up with that margin, and you glue it down. So go ahead and glue it down now. You said Sharpie or Sharpie? Now you have this page glued down. Got it? All right, I'm going to put my page like yours. Where now we have your notes on the right, and on the left is blank. So this is page 2, and this is page 1. Now, you will notice when you get your notes, you're going to have a starter question. Remember, what I give you over here, I give you on the right side. On the left is what you develop. At the top of your notes, you'll notice there's a type of starter question, something to get you thinking. Where do you think you're going to answer that question? On the left. Because I gave the question to you on the right. I'm not giving you the answer for you to think, so you're going to put the answer here. We're going to work it together right now. However, in the future, once you get this paper, you'll see on the table of contents where to glue it. You glue it down, and the question that's up there, you answer it at the top margin of your what side? Left side. So let's look at the question. Someone read it aloud to me.
What invention? What?
Oh, Rihanna, go ahead. Rihanna, go ahead.
What inventions revolutionized the discovery of cells and their origin?
Now, first of all, when you look at that question, is there a tricky word here? Organelles, maybe one. Revolutionize, maybe another. Okay? Now, we have to kind of think, what could those words possibly mean? What could those words possibly mean? That's one question. The other question we have to do some thinking is, how would we know this? Were you introduced to anything from biology? Were you all introduced to any biology? When? When we did the Jeopardy game, you had a lot of information from that too. Something had to pass through, right? Okay, so again the question asks, what invention, so does invention give us a clue about what revolutionized is? What do you think that might mean? Say it one louder. No, it's okay. We're trying to figure this out. If you get it wrong, it's not like you're wrong. You're using your brain. Okay, so she says the invention that made you see what it looks like. Good. You were going to say something? No? Come on, let's hear it. No? Anyone else? So let me put it into college words. She said, what invention made you see what looks like? You say it. The cells or the organelles? Okay, let me ask you this. From what we know about cells and what we've been presented, are cells large or are they tiny? Tiny. Okay. Can you see them? Okay. So knowing that you cannot see cells, Carla said, what invention made you see them? So basically the question is asking, what invention allowed you to see cells? Right? Now, so we're looking, but the question actually says, what invention revolutionized the discovery of cells and their organelles? So allows you to see them. We know that cells are very small. We really don't know what organelles are, but we are basically asking, what invention came about that allows you to see little things? And you would then say, the microscope. So in the margin here, you would answer the microscope. And you know because this answer is going to this question. This answer is going to this question because the question is on the right side in the top area, and the answer is on the left side in the top area as well. So that's the answer to the question. Now we're going to get all of this information here on the right side, the notes. I'm going to be guiding you through, but I'm going to be expecting some of your input because all of that stuff that was discover something, okay? So as we go through the lesson, you have this sheet here. You are going to be jotting down your notes as we go through the lesson. And you're jotting them down on this page here. Any questions? On this page here, any questions? Okay, so let me get started then. All right, so now looking at the discovery of cells. Remember, as we're going through this lesson, you are going to be filling out the blanks on your paper. So everyone get your notes in front of you, and let's get ready to work. Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Can you say that? Leeuwenhoek. Scientists are normally known for their last name. So, even though his first name is very important because it's translated, that's like your first name is very important. What happens is once you become famous and you've invented something, or you've discovered something, or you had a hand in making something, then your last name is what goes on whatever you've invented. When we talk about Newton's law, that's his last name. The Leeuwenhoek is the only thing that you would need to know for his name. You don't need to know Anton, even though it's important. You do. That's wonderful. Now, you'll notice that some of these people I can identify with some of these things on here because some of these dates will become very important. Now, Mr. Leeuwenhoek was born October 24th, which ironically is my mother's birthday, and he died August 30th, which is my daughter's birthday. You don't need to know these dates, these are already on your notes and you have that. Remember, he invented the microscope. You need to be looking on your notes and make sure you're filling out anything that's there. So, he played a major part in revolutionizing us being able to see the cell because he invented that microscope. Any questions? Okay. Now, in 1673, he looked at pond scum under the microscope and he discovered organisms. These organisms looked like little animals. So he called them animalcules, which means little animals in life. And they actually were protists. Protists is a type of bacteria. Animalcules. Animalcules. So he discovered bacteria. So not only did he discover the microscope, he discovered bacteria. Could he have discovered bacteria if he had not discovered the microscope? No, because bacteria also is very, very small. Any questions? So is he an important person in science? Yes. So that's why in your notes he's under why is this all possible? Because of Mr. Hooke. Leeuwenhoek. All right. Sounds like you're spinning up something. All right. The cell. Now the cell is the smallest unit that can perform life's process. When I say life's processing, think about it first, don't just know the answer. What is it that your body needs to do to live that you have no control over? Breathe. When you breathe, you are taking in what? Oxygen, which is a major thing that you need. Oxygen also provides other things for the body. You also eat and you're taking in nutrients. Even though you have to put the food to your mouth and you have to eat it, if you don't, you will die. So you do have to eat and you have to take in oxygen. That's all nutrients. When you breathe, breathing doesn't just mean inhaling, it also means exhaling. So not only do you take in the good oxygen, then you have to breathe out what? Carbon dioxide, which is a waste. That's one thing. You take in something good and you let out something bad, which is considered a waste. Same thing with your food. When you eat something, it goes in, but it also must come out. You can't hold all that food in. So life's processes are taking in nutrients and getting rid of waste. The cell is the smallest unit of living things. The cell is alive because it also has to take in nutrients and get rid of waste. Bad things. Question. All right, you got that on there. Robert Hooke. Mr. Hooke was important because he did what? So he named the what? The core. What do we call these little things, the small part of the body? The cell. He named the cell. He was born July 18th, died March 3rd, my brother's birthday. And when he used Mr. Leeuwenhoek's microscope to look at a piece of cork under the microscope, he saw these little rooms. And cork is from a piece of bark cork, a tree, so a tree is a living thing. And he's looking at a living thing under the microscope. And when he saw it, it looked like these little rooms. And a cell is the name for a little room, which is why they call it a cell. But they also call it a cell for monks, which are people who devote their life to their religion, and they live in these little small rooms, which are this area here, enough for them to lie down and go to sleep, a little sink, and that's their little room. And it's called a cell. So when you look at this cork, this bark, it says these are like little cells. All right, so that's why he named them cells. He didn't come up, he didn't just develop the name cell already existed, but he called those little things that we look at in the microscope, we're looking at living things, the cells. Now, Mr. Hooke was important because if it weren't for him, then what? We wouldn't know the name of what these things are called. All right. All right. Major contributors of the cell. Who can remember there were 3 other major contributors of the cell, understanding the cell? Who can remember them? Schwann. Who else, David? Matthias Sladen. And who else? Theodor. Rudolph. Okay, I'm going to go through the individuals, and I am going to give you some information, some ways to help you to remember these people and how they contributed. Although you have blanks on your notes, you took those from LinkedIn. I left the space in the margin for you to put like a little clue to help you understand who these people are and how to remember them. Okay. Mr. Matthias Sladen was born April 5th and died June 23rd. My stepfather's birthday. He was a German botanist. When you study botany, that means you study plants. To be a botanist means that you study plants. Mr. Sladen studied plants. So from there, he said that all plants are made of cells. He was very interested in plants. So he studied them, he looked at them, he used Mr. Leeuwenhoek's what? Microscope, and he used the name called cells from Mr. Hooke. And when he looked at the plant, he realized, I see these little boxes too, so therefore, all plants are made of cells. Guess what? Okay. And Christopher wants to tell us about Mr. Schwann. And why would you think that? He's a zoologist. Okay, good. So here we are now at Mr. Theodor Schwann. He's a German zoologist, or zoologist. You can say either way. Zoo, but stored at the zoo. Animals, so therefore this would be the study of animals. Another way that you can remember Mr. Schwann was the study of animals. What does his last name sound like? A swan. So maybe next to today you might want to write swan and animals. That will help you. He took some animal pieces or parts of an animal, which you don't have to feel to do so, because you can actually scrub part of your cheek out, put it under a microscope, and that's gathering some of your cells. And he looked under the microscope. And he saw what? These little rooms, which who called themselves? And when he saw these little rooms, he said, oh, these look like those little rooms that Mr. Hooke talked about with their heart. So therefore, he said, all animals are made of cells. So when you put this together with plants, then you can so far say all what are made of cells. All living things are made of cells. plants, all living things are made of cells, right? Mr. Rudolph Virchow, excuse me, you say the name, it sounds like you are sneezing, and you're going to think that you have some type of sickness, and therefore he is a German pathologist. He studied diseases. Virchow, excuse me. And maybe next to his name you can put a sneeze because that will help you sneeze. Sneeze, disease. Sneeze, disease. And he said all living cells come from other living cells because diseases are made of bacteria, which is also a living cell. So he looked at these diseases. He saw these little rooms on this book, that is a book called Cells, and he said, well, these bacteria look like these little rooms also. So bacteria is a living thing. For what who's the animal guy? Schwann, or what Mr. Schwann said, animals are made of cells. And then who's the plant guy? The last name? All plants are made of cells. He therefore said, oh, you know what? All living cells come only from living cells. One cell makes another cell, makes another cell, makes another cell. Like when you were born, cell from your mother, a cell from your father, made you, and those continue to multiply until you got arms, legs, and nose, and eyes, and feet, and stomach, and all that other stuff, and legs, and that develops you. So you question, how do you deal with you? Yes, and we got ourselves that is how we deal with it, you know? Alright, so the major contributors are Matthew Sladen. Raise your hand, Matthew Sladen. What did he say? What is the major thing right here? Plants are made of cells. He was a what? Botanist, meaning he studied plants. Okay, so all plants are made of cells. What did Mr. Schwann say? Naya? I got it. All animals what? Not have cells, but are made of cells. Then we have Mr. Virchow. Right here. Look at that. Living cells come only from other living cells. How are you going to remember Schwann? Schwann, animal. How are you going to remember Virchow? And then the only one you have to memorize is Sladen, the plant. All right. Here is your cell theory. And it comes from these contributors. All living things are made of cells. Anything that's living, made of cells. Because one said animals, one said plants, and one looked at bacteria. All living things are made of cells. You need to be getting this. You have all of this information because I just populated this here. All right. The second part, remember, a cell is the smallest unit of life that can do what? Look at your very first part about cells. Now listen to what I said. A cell is the smallest living thing that does what? You're not finishing that sentence. I said a cell is the smallest living thing that what, Eric? Perform all of life's processes, also known as function. So next to processes, you might want to put function. What is the life function that everyone and every living thing has to perform? We take in nutrients and get rid of waste. Our math is this way, so we have to take into consideration everything. So cells are the basic unit of structure and function in living things. Meaning, it's the smallest living thing that takes in good stuff and lets out bad stuff. All right, and then lastly, living cells come only from other living cells. Meaning that a cell doesn't just come about. Come from another cell, comes from another cell, which comes from another cell. All right, so next what we're going to see is a short song, which is a little bit different than the type of beat that we usually listen to, but it still is a catchy beat, kind of a rock and roll. study because it's going to cover all of the people in your notes. Would you rather sit here and study and look at your notes, or would you rather learn a song and study your notes? Learn a song. So let's take a look at our song. Small the words, you'll see them up here.
All living things are composed of cells. Cells are basic units of structure. It functions in living things. New cells are produced by
That first verse is the what? That chorus is the what? Cell theory. If you learn the chorus, you know the cell theory. The rest of the song is going to talk about all the contributors.
fingers and carrying books, cuts and fork, and you gotta look. Under the nucleus and microscope, time grows that is all roots. Attributes that look like shells, and that complex cells. Listen up, cause what I've done, self-scaling measures begun. Out of my sight, it's the love, the end of the microscope. It's all about letting go, so I'm talking things like exo, self-theory, 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 self-theory. If you want this voice confused, take a breath and have a seat. Two scientists who have to say, maybe they want to save the day. Trees that all plants have cells, they all alive and we can tell. Next year, Mr. Swan could see all animals have cells. The
If you learn the words that song, it's not difficult at all. If you learn your entire note in a matter of how much time. That song is how long about? 2 minutes. 2 minutes long. So your entire note that took us about 15 minutes to complete, if you can learn your entire note in 3 minutes, we're very short. Now some of you sit up here and you shrug your shoulders and you look at other people to see if they're doing it and see if they're cool and they're doing it. What should you be worried about? Yourself. What's great you have to be worried about? Yourself. I don't care if you look at me and think I'm funny from singing the song or you think I'm corny. I know it. And I learned it already. You need to know that I'm trying to provide you an easier way to know it. So let's go back. Let's go back and look at our notes really quick. All right. So looking at now our notes, why is it possible for the first part? Carla, come up here, be our teacher. Come on down. Put your notes on. We're gonna have them do it. Now go ahead and go through Mr. Van Leeuwenhoek. Anton van Leeuwenhoek. I mean,
You mentioned the
micro. Come on, micro. It's like micro braids. Uh-oh, it was like it's. All right, so she's saying, oh, there you go. Mr. Leeuwenhoek invented the microscope. Micro, Microscope. She's still on Mr. Leeuwenhoek. All right, so then, hello?
he looked at small girls under the microscope and discovered small powders he thought was light or liver animals.
Animal cubes. Spell animal. Be quiet. Please and thank you. Just animal, no S. Just X out that box. Okay? Animal Q. C-U-L-E-S. All right. He discovered, you're not done. He discovered, stop being loud. Michael, he discovered, she said, bacteria. T-E-R-I-A. Make sure you are checking your notes so that you have what we have up there. All right. Next person, go ahead and choose them. Rihanna. Calm down, calm down. All right, Rihanna, you need to be loud. Let me move this down some. I can't use this anymore. All right, she's loud. Here we go.
Myself. The blank unit that can record all life blank.
Don't talk, just raise your hand. Nice processes, or another word is function. So let's use a word that we know as well. So put processes and then slash function. Processes is spelled Processes. Make sure you check your notes and you have that. Go ahead, Brianna.
Robert
Don't talk.
1 July 18, 1635, died March 3rd, 17. He observed pieces of blank from the bark of the cork tree under the microscope.
What is cork? It's a bark. Is it a living thing? Yes, because the bark is a living thing. Well, they put it on in the top of the bottom, yes, but it is a piece of wood. Okay, keep on, read loud.
His
Observation.
Let him use the word
It should say let him to use the word.
let him use the word blank means the little ones and all.
Everyone have it? All right, Chris, come up and be the teacher. Chris is going to handle under the portions of major contributors of the cell theory, and he is going to look at Mr. Matthias Schladen. Everyone say Schladen with me. Schladen. Say Schladen. Thank you. Go ahead. Schladen. We just said it. Oh, this is Slater. Go ahead.
Sladen, born April 5th, 1804, died June 23rd, 1881. German biochemist, studier of the
Darian, go ahead. Talk Darian. Darian said plants. He said plants, Chris. You gotta put it down and pick it back up. It's not gonna work before you tap it. There we go.
saying all blanks were made of cells.
Awesome one. Awesome one. All right, Naya, come on up. You gotta put it down and pick it back up. All right, and Naya's going to handle Mr. Theodor Schwann. Everyone say Schwann.
Theodor Schwann, born December 7th, 1810, died January 11th, 1882. German zoologist, study of animals.
Gabriella up. Gabriella's going to handle Virchow. Everyone say that with me. Virchow. Loud, loud. Quiet. Everyone else is quiet.
Born on October 13th, 1821, he died 2015 in Timbuktu. German psychologist, studier of
He was a studier of diseases. Blood.
Said all living cells come from blank from
Very good. She's good. She's fine. Next, Michael. She's coming. Come on down. Michael is going to handle the cell theory. Before Michael asks any questions, think about in your head the chorus to the song. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
all living things are made of cells. Cells are are blank units of structure and function in living things. Living cells come blank from other living cells. What?
All right. Thank you. Let's give all of our teachers a round of applause. Okay. All right. So now that we have our notes and we've developed everything on what side of the notebook? On the right side, which belongs to who? Me. I've guided you to your notes. I've given you your notes. Now it's time for you to create something to show me that you understand what we've learned on today. So, no. All right, so your assignment. In front of you, you have a sheet that looks like this. Let's put this in front of you. Everyone got one at the table. I need to make sure that everyone has this sheet in front of them. You're not finishing class homework, so the more time you waste, the more homework you have. David, just so you know, you are on tape saying that you're not doing your homework, so when I play this for your grandma. All right, good. You will be creating an accordion timeline to show the discovery of a cell. This is different than a regular photo book. You're going to be creating an accordion timeline to show the discovery of the cell and its organelles. I got a lot of talking going. Your timeline, it says that you will need to research the following contributors and develop a timeline that includes their names and major findings that relate to the cell along with other items listed. So far, so good. All right. On your time, the part of research is part of our notes, and you've been given a separate sheet, which I'll show you in just a moment, which will help you put it in a timeline so you don't have to do any additional research. You're going to include the following scientists. Listed in no particular order are these down here, with explanations of significant contributions to the history of the cell. You're going to have dates clearly shown and all items above posted in chronological order. On your assignment, you're going to have clear dates showing everything in chronological order. You're going to include 5 pictures, whether it be a scientist or a significant contribution to add to your timeline. And it needs to be neat and legible with the final product pasted into your science interactive notebook. What page do you think this is going on? Page 1. That's why it's called Cell History Timeline. Now, what I've done was, I've given you just about everything that you need because you do have this here. Everyone look at this. And if you notice, on your timeline instructions or directions, it says you will need to research the following contributors and develop a timeline that includes their names and major findings. Who did that for you already? Their names and major contributions and dates are all here. You just have to now put it in what type of order? Chronological order. It says for number 3, include how many pictures? 5. I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do you have to come up with? Just 1. I've given you 4 pictures. It has to be neat and legible. What we're going to do right now, before it is time to go, is we are going to develop our accordion foldable. So, step 1, at your desk, you all have 2 pieces of paper for each of you to have. Let's get that right now. Everyone gets 2 sheets. And now, what you're going to do is put those 2 sheets together. So you put these 2 sheets together. Okay, and you're going to fold it the long way, hot dog style. Put them all together. Now it says after we fold the 2 papers in half horizontally or hot dog style, then we're going to cut down the fold so we end up with 4 sheets of paper. So cut down the fold. Everyone should have their 4 pieces, and please pay attention because, like I said, it becomes a little bit difficult if you are not paying attention. All right. You're going to stack your 4 pieces on top of one another and fold again horizontally. But fold one side a ½ inch shorter than the other, leaving a ½ inch tab. So you're folding it down, but you're leaving a little tab. So now you're folding it like hamburger sauce. Fold it down. Fold it down. You're going to fold, okay. So you're folding it in half this way, but not all the way to the end. You're going to have a little tab hanging. And then you're going to take this tab. Everyone look up here. See this tab because we didn't fold all the way to this tab. Now, right where that line is that the other paper falls, fold that little tab backwards. So now you have a little spot that's been folded back. Only one right? All 4 of them. All right. Now that we've done that, everyone good? Pay attention. Now we are going to be gluing all 4 sheets together to form an accordion by placing a straight edge in the fold of the tab, and we're going to put it together. I'm going to help you all, so let's do that together. All right, listen up. Once we finish our accordion and we have it glued in, we're going to need to get started. Naya, I'm going to need you to wait. So everyone pay attention because it's for everyone. So we have all of this information. Everyone look up here. Naya. You're going to be cutting these things out. Because on the front part of your accordion, the very first page when it's closed up, you're going to cut out this portion. And you're going to be putting this on the front because this is going to be cell history timeline. And because it's an accordion, it's going to open up and it's going to go in chronological order. So what happened first, all the way up to what happened last. And you're going to end up with your accordion that looks like this, where it opens up and it tells us information about what's going on. Any questions? All right. They can see